I'll just bring up what I did because everyone on TikTok's dogging me.
Don't let them dog you on TikTok.
Well, it's kind of tough when you make a video of what you're doing for the day, and then you double down and you just don't tell anybody. You don't make a video. You know what I mean? So like Shane was there, he saw it, but for the masses, people just think I lost $1 gazillion last week. But
You ready?
Right. Yeah, I'm ready to roll.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Double or Nothing podcast. We are now in the Super Bowl week. Well, the week before the Super Bowl week. Just a little recap from last week. We had the Eagles beating the Commanders 55 to whatever. They killed them. And then the Chiefs squeaking by the Bills. And both the Eagles and the Chiefs covered the spread, which means I went 0-2.
I went 1-1.
1-1. So, again, not a great week for me. Things didn't pan out, but I will say I at least thought the Eagles were going to win. Just thought it would be a little closer to the game. And honestly, without the turnovers, I thought it was going to be. But
Yeah. I mean, you were on the Eagles all year, so I liked where you were at, taking the Commanders with the points, but thinking the Eagles were going to win. And I think in a perfect world, it kind of could have happened. But Eagles played perfect football, and the Commanders played everything but. I think Jaden Daniels had a really good game overall.
yeah, you can't take anything away from him.
Yeah, I
man.
didn't think Jaden
mean,
Daniels played bad at all. I mean, he had the one interception, which
We're not
borderline doesn't
counting
even
it.
count.
You don't count it.
Yeah, it doesn't even count.
They were down 30.
Yeah.
It was over.
And he moved the ball forward. He picked up a lot of the blitzes, extended some plays, threw the ball downfield well, and guys just fumbled the ball left and right. So they got killed with penalties too. I mean, the dumb play where Saquon stepped out of bounds and they tagged him out of bounds on 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8.
Yeah.
Would have been a really long field goal with Jake Elliott, borderline impossible field goal.
I couldn't even be mad at the flag. Like the guy,
Yeah.
He was full 2-3 steps out of bounds. And the guy
Yeah,
hits
I
him
mean,
smack
like I
down.
said, I'm not blaming the refs for the call more as I am just the Commanders for beating themselves in that moment because they were still in it,
Yeah.
And as much as the Eagles were kind of dominating the game, it kind of felt like at every time, like Commanders got the ball back, like they can get back in it here, they can get back in it here. And after like the 4th time of you saying they can get back in it here, they just kept fucking themselves over. So
I know.
it was-
Every time they were like, hey, they get the ball back here.
Yeah.
This could be like a 1-possession game, and then boom, fumble.
Absolutely. I do think Jalen Hurts, as much of a Jalen Hurts hater as I am, Jalen Hurts played great. He dialed up that play on 4th and 5. AJ Brown, man coverage, downfield, threw a dime downfield to like inside. I think it was 1st and goal after the throw.
Yeah.
So it was an incredible throw. Jalen Hurts played really well. Saquon just,
They just
obviously
picked
did what
on
Saquon did.
Marshawn Lattimore all day.
Yeah.
It just seemed like he was like lost out there. He
Yeah.
might need to move the safety next year. I don't think he can cut it on the outside anymore.
Yeah, and he
That was embarrassing.
I felt bad for him because it was like he was kind of talking shit, and then AJ Brown rips off his helmet, and then somehow Marshawn Lattimore gets a penalty. I was like, man, this poor guy can't catch a break.
He's getting beat up all day.
Yeah.
That's a penalty.
When his helmet got ripped off. So I mean,
That
I
was
don't
a
know.
stupid flag, honestly. I mean, not like the Eagles were going to score regardless. Didn't really matter, but like,
Yeah.
stupid flag.
yeah, and I see a lot of people going ballistic over the jumping over the line thing. But in all honesty, what else are you supposed to do as a defender in that situation? Unless you time that play perfectly from the half-yard line and dive over and hit Jalen Hurts as soon as he snaps the ball, you're not going to stop
I
it.
feel like, didn't Troy Polamalu try to do that like all the time
Yeah.
back in the day? Like,
Yeah,
he
for
He would
sure.
always try
And
to jump the
he
count.
did it well. He did it well. I mean,
Yeah,
and it was
I know.
random.
Obviously, by the 3rd time, the guy's doing it on purpose, but it's like, what else do you want these guys to do?
I know.
have no
I
idea.
agree. And then they come out and they say they're going to award a score to the Eagles, which I don't really get too involved in. Oh, that's bullshit. It's like at the end of the day, like, you're not going to sit there all game in the
You can make the
championship
game go on forever.
Yeah, you're not
You
going to sit there
can't
all
do
game.
that.
So I get it. I've never seen it happen. It was definitely funny when they said it. But yeah, overall, Eagles just played mistake-free, really good football, pounded the rock against a really bad run defense. Saquon, first play of the game. I mean, for the Commanders to have like an 18-play drive downfield, go for it on 4th down a billion times, and then leave with 3, it didn't feel like a total like win, but it felt like, wow, like Commanders are going to be able to move the ball all game. They're going to put up points. And then Saquon just put like a dagger right in their chest, like first play. Nobody could tackle. He had a hole. He had a hole you could drive a Mack truck through. And then finally, when they do make contact, nobody can tackle, and he runs for 70 yards. So that right then and there, that was kind of like a huge momentum swing. That it was just like, hey, if the Eagles can keep doing this, I mean, they're just gonna kind of run away with it. So
yeah, I mean, I've alluded to it all year. It's like there's not a defense in the league that could stop them, and the number one defense in the league is them.
yeah,
So if they get, I know they caused a lot of turnovers, which in the Super Bowl, you never know. We'll get to that next week, but they're tough. If Jalen Hurts doesn't turn the ball over and just throws for 200 yards, they're gonna win every game by 30 because that's just how good they are.
yeah. I mean, I will get into our Super Bowl predictions maybe next week, but because I don't want to shoot it too early, but I have some thoughts on that moving forward for the Super Bowl. But I agree. I mean, I agree as much as you can. I mean, that the Eagles obviously have the best offensive line in football. They have debatably the best running back in football. I mean, most people don't even think it's a debate, but I mean, I guess when King Henry's at his best, I mean, they're close. But Saquon is the best running back in football, best offensive line in football, one of the best wide receiver duos in football, one of the best defenses in football. Jalen Carter is an absolute superstar.
Statistically, the best defensive football.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they have rookie cornerbacks that somehow became the best corner duo in football. Yeah. So, yeah, I agree as much as you can agree. But the only thing I can say is that, I don't know why teams aren't just trying their best, like making Jalen Hurts beat you in a sense, right?
Well, I think they tried to do it last week, right? And that's what you're talking about with the man coverage thing. If you want to make the quarterback beat you, you play man coverage and you stack the box, and then he killed you with his arm.
Yeah, I'm just saying like before the Commanders. I'm not saying like the Commanders in general, because Commanders have a horrible run defense.
Because some teams, honestly, you're either whatever scheme you're running on defense, you're either a man team or you're a zone team.
Yeah,
and there's really no varying off too far from that. I mean, you might have certain packages, but. You know what? Like if a cornerback can't play man, you're never gonna run man. If he struggles in the zone, which is never really the case, but it's
I'll just give a little hint of where my head's at for the Super Bowl is like with Spags as a defensive coordinator being as good as he is and being able to disguise the blitzes and then also blitz a ton. Like I truly think his mentality coming in is just gonna be. We are 100% going to make Jalen Hurts beat us. Like we're going to do everything in our power to stop Saquon. Like our whole entire defensive game plan is going to be to stop Saquon. And if Jalen Hurts can go out there and carve up the defense, then they're going to win the football game.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is going to be a Super Bowl game where Saquon has done what Saquon has done all year.
It's tough. It could be a double-edged sword. You saw James Cook rip off some huge chunks where you blitz to the wrong side. Saquon make you pay for 60.
Yeah, no. And I'm not saying it's not going to happen. 100%. I just think my thought process is Saquon goes for under 100, and if Jalen can make them pay for the defensive scheme that they run, then the Eagles have a really good chance at winning. But if he can't do that, then I think that the Chiefs have a really good chance. I don't think the Chiefs are going to.
We'll get into it next week a little bit more, but any other takeaways from the Eagles-Commanders game?
Obviously, I think that Jaden Daniels is here to stay. I don't think anybody thinks anything different. I think he's the best rookie performance we've seen by a quarterback, debatably ever. I mean, I know what Stroud did last year was eerily similar, maybe not as pumped up as what Jaden did, but very similar. Took a really bad team really far into the playoffs and did well. But I don't know what my only takeaway would be that as good as he performed this year, I think the hype will be way up here for him. And next year, I think will be a little bit of a struggle because I think Dak's going to come back healthy.
I was going to say Dallas is going to come back.
Yeah, they're going to come back healthy. The Eagles are going to obviously maintain a lot of their roster. I think the Giants are going to get a little bit better when they're going to with their draft pick. So depending on what they do with the quarterback position. So I do think like the Commanders, a lot of people think all they have to go is up. And to me, it almost feels like, NFC Championship game, it almost feels like the only spot they can go is like down. So
I know.
So it's a little bit crazy.
Remember, they finished the regular season with 12 wins. You just got to hope that they get 10.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Which wouldn't be a downfall. It would just be, you know what? This year, now that you were second in the division, you're going to get a little tougher of a schedule. If you can maintain that 10, 11 wins, hey, that's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
People, the Packers finished with 10 or 11 wins. People haven't won the Super Bowl.
I know.
So That's
I know. It's ridiculous.
that's what you hope for.
Yeah, I agree.
And
So
that wouldn't be a down year, like, hey, we have 3 Jet fans here with Shane here today, and we'd kill for 10 wins.
we'll kill for 10
Kill
wins
for
for sure.
9.
So, all right, we can get into the next game. I mean, that's basically wraps up what we thought about the Eagles.
Yeah,
Commanders.
the Bills Chiefs. It looked from the opening get go that I don't know, Josh Allen didn't seem like his normal self. It looked like the moment got a little not too big for him because he still played well, but it just seemed like, I don't know, he should have had 3 interceptions on the first drive. And
I agree.
Is this gonna be one of those games where it's just bad news bears, and then James Cook did his thing, the back and forth. I mean, the Bills defense was so bad, and we've been saying it for so long. Just I wish I just came to terms with that, going into it, that Patrick Mahomes in a Chiefs offense that only scored 30 once this year just did whatever they want.
Yeah, I mean, it was the same thing like you said about Josh Allen early on in the game. I don't necessarily know if it was that the moment was too big as much as it was. I just think he was so excited and felt in the back of his head he had to do so much to win that I felt like he was just forcing things from play one.
The pressure now, it reverted from the Chiefs because you would think all the pressure would be on them to keep winning, but it's at this point it kind of reverted back to Josh to be like, 100%. Are you ever going to do this?
Yeah, I agree. And from my perspective, I lost a lot of money on the Commanders early on. I took a 2-team parlay money line with KC and Commanders, lost that. And then I bet a significant amount on the Commanders. I bought them up to 7 and lost. So I went into the second game and I thought about it for, if I'm being fair, I thought about it for 5 to 10 minutes and I was like, man, I don't know. Is this Josh's year? And then a flip just switched in my brain and I was just like, it's Patrick Mahomes. So I doubled down completely, put it all on KC. And like you said, from drive one, I kind of was like, wow, made the right call. Made the right call.
Yeah.
It was one of those games where I know it came down to the wire and credit to Josh Allen and the Bills, but
something
it did
in the
feel
back of your mind all game was
KC's going to win this game.
KC's going to win this game.
I agree.
And the only way the Bills were going to win that game is if they somehow won by 10 and it wasn't going to be close, but that just was never the case.
Yeah, and
from drive one, it was never going to be the case.
They stuffed them on all those short yardage plays. The Chiefs defensive front stepped up big. I mean, think about it. The Chiefs scored 30 points and Kelsey had 10 yards.
To be honest, the Bills had scored 2 touchdowns that they needed to go 4 downs to get.
Yeah.
So it could have been worse. You know what I mean? The Chiefs kind of did their whole Chiefs defense thing of bend, don't break. They just, they got down to the 1 yard line. It took them 4 scores to play twice.
And I do think they were tackling well too. I mean, I know that's a stupid thing to say when you're watching football, but a lot of these teams that you see kind of let these tackles slip by and let Saquon bounce off 30 guys like a pinball machine, And it just felt like even on these big yardage plays, it just felt like the Chiefs, when they get to you, they get to you. It just feels like their defense is good even on the big chunk plays. So
it's as simple as I just don't understand what the D-back coaches and defensive coordinators do. It's hey, cornerback safeties, if you guys just use your arms a little bit, we probably cut down on the scoring against us.
Yeah, they try to do those lead with their shoulder, hard hitting things.
Well, that cornerback for the Commanders, dude, you are 200 pounds. You're not going to shoulder Saquon down to the ground. What are you doing?
Yeah, I didn't really understand that, but we say it all the time when we watch these games. This tackling is horrendous, and I will give the Chiefs defense credit for they might give up a lot of yards, like you said. They might be a bend but don't break team, but they fucking hit hard, man, and they tackle well. So at least they did in the Bills game. I haven't watched every Chiefs game, but it didn't seem like guys were bouncing off left and right when they get to you, they get to you. So
no, their defense has always been good.
Yeah, so I like KC's defense.
I mean, they've been fortunate enough to keep him because his one head coaching stint went terrible. So now no one will ever look at him again.
Who?
It's Spags.
Yeah, but at this point, I just don't think he even wants to leave. Why would you? You're part of the greatest. You're part of one of the greatest dynasties of all time.
He went from the Giants.
Biggest Super Bowl upset ever.
And then now he's rolling with the Chiefs. I mean, this guy's got so many rings. He's passing Belichick.
You want to hear something crazy? Not really football related. I saw something today on TikTok that Pat Riley, since the 80s, has trademarked the term three-peat,
Yeah.
and that he makes money on the term three-peat for everything.
Yeah.
That's fucking bananas, dude. That's crazy.
He's a genius.
So the Chiefs are already trying to, I saw they were trying to like work around and find different ways to call it like a Chiefs Pete or something like that. It's
he
just like,
has,
oh
like-
my God, it's
He
so
has like
funny.
four patents on like different ways of doing it.
I mean, smartest guy on the face of the earth.
I
That
know.
when I heard that, I was like, that he is the fucking man.
I know.
But yeah, a little bit off topic, but thought that was pretty crazy.
I saw that too this week. I was like, geez, only Pat Riley would.
I love that. I love that. So maybe we could do just a little bit overall playoff, like, you know, playoff recap, or not even necessarily a recap because we've done a lot of recapping, but just what your thoughts are on some of the topics moving forward from the playoffs, if you want.
Let's see.
Well, I'll ask you then. I'll ask you, what's your thoughts on? I know you were pretty sour on Justin Herbert just due to the fact that you bet the Chargers in that week. So and he didn't have a good game, obviously. Moving forward, like as your franchise quarterback, you're the Chargers. What do you think of Justin Herbert moving forward? Like overall, maybe ranking or just like where you slot him? Like,
I mean, like you said before, is he in that? I think we had him in the beginning of the season, like the 6 to 10.
I have him as like the fifth, I think, fifth or sixth. Yeah.
it's
But I
somewhere
just
in
don't
that
know.
range. You know what? Man, I know he wasn't working with a lot this year, but he still was so bad in that playoff game. And I feel like teams, when he played against teams that had winning records, he just kind of like reverted back to, you know, not being good. So he had that Texans game was for them to run away with. And honestly, I don't care who you're throwing to. It's not like Mahomes has the best wide receivers out there. You know, it's not like Josh Allen has or Lamar Jackson has the best wide receivers going out there, and they still rise to the occasion and do whatever they have to do to win. I mean, I wouldn't say like if I'm the Chargers that I'm just like out on Herbert, but like you do in the back of your mind, this is twice now in the postseason where things kind of fall back on him, and it's like you know, this is not definitely what you want to see after a guy you're paying $55 million to. It's Dak-esque.
Yeah. Oh God, come on.
It's
stop.
Dak-esque.
I mean, like, well, I guess I kind of have the same feeling then, as I do with Dak. It's just like
Both top
it's
10
like
quarterbacks.
when I went into that game, like I bet the Texans, and that was like my block of the week. But I still think Herbert's top 5. It's like a weirdest thing. Like it's like almost like I know he's not going to rise to the occasion in the bigger moments, but like he's just way too talented to like ship off.
I can't
do you know what I
it
mean?
anymore. I can't.
So like I just can't name 5 guys better. The only reason I say that
You definitely could.
the only
definitely could.
reason I say that is because it's like how much more credit do you give guys for losing in the next round? You know, how much more credit can you gain? Like if your argument is that, if my argument, let's just say, is that I think Lamar's a great quarterback, it's like, but I think Justin Herbert sucks. It's like, well, they both haven't really gotten it done. I know maybe one's made it to an AFC championship game and one hasn't, but like in the same breath, it's like, look at Lamar's postseason record. I don't think that necessarily is all his fault, but
Well, at least he's 500. I mean, Herbert's 0-2, and at least he makes it there every year. Herbert does not. And then, you know what the perfect thing for Herbert is? Is like he's Mr. Blame. He never gets to blame.
what do we got, Shane?
Howie Long stating that like only 5 teams wouldn't trade for Jaden Daniels, and his 15 was
The Chargers? I mean, yeah, because he's so young. But I mean, like, if you ask me right now, give me Jane Daniels over Herbert 10 times out of 10. Twice on Sunday. Like,
Yeah, I mean, listen,
he's
I'm a
already
big
gone-
Jaden Daniels
he's already
guy as
gone
well.
further.
I'm a big Jaden Daniels guy as well. Obviously, coming into the year, I was
And
freaking
does
blowing the
Jaden
guy, for
Daniels
Christ's
really have a better team than Herbert? No, he doesn't.
sake. No.
Herbert 2 or 3 years ago, when he was, you know, people crowned him the next Mahomes, the next Burrow. He had a prime Mike Williams, a prime Keenan Allen, a prime Eckler, and he did nothing with them. Every year they didn't make the playoffs, or they barely skate in, blow a lead to the Jaguars. It's like, it's embarrassing.
Yeah. I mean, listen, all the things you're saying are true. So, like, it's hard. But it's just for me, like, Jaden Daniels, outside of the Jaden Daniels, if that's your argument, outside of Jaden Daniels, when you start, like, going down the line further, like,
I mean,
obviously,
out of
I'm not going to take, like, the only guys I put above Herbert, in my opinion, are Patty Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, And then like you start getting a little dicey, like Jaden Daniels, Matt Stafford, like
I would say
like,
yes and yes.
like those guys.
Dak,
Those guys
I
are.
would say yes. I would take Baker over him. Yeah, I would definitely do that. Baker beat the piss out of them in LA this year. It was like 35-3. There's a lot of quarterbacks I would probably take over him. I mean, there's 3 in the NFC East. I'd probably take Hurts over him at this point.
Yeah, see, like I'm a little bit different. I
I
mean,
can't, dude. I watched him throw 4 picks, and then
Yeah, I
somehow
agree.
he doesn't get the blame.
Yeah, no, I mean,
He never gets.
2 of them were.
Yeah,
I mean,
there
I'll
we
be that
go,
guy.
there you
I'll be
go.
that guy. But I mean, 2 of them were right in his receiver's hands. But like, I get it. I get it. The guy, I'm the one who I bet against him. You know, I mean, I knew this.
I'm
stuff
on
coming
board
in.
with. I would take Jordan Love over him.
Man, that's so crazy.
I can't. He's thrown for more touchdowns. He's thrown for more yards. He actually has done. He's had some playoff success, and he has less talent on his offensive team than he does. You know, so it's like, yeah, you know.
I mean, I really
Love
don't
had
think
a
he
bad
has-
week 1, but it's like,
But what does Herbert really have? I mean, Lad McConkey's is one.
well, going into the Eagles game, you know, Love lost all of his receivers.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Like, I think that Jordan Love overall, when healthy, has way more talented team than Herbert. I mean,
Maybe in
offensively.
maybe like
Quentin Johnson's terrible, dude. Like Lad McConkey
Yeah, but you know,
wouldn't be
yeah.
a number
But
1
listen,
on any other
I
team.
would agree with you, but when you have a hard time even hitting guys in the hands, I can't put it on the receivers. Then I just can't. He's overthrowing Lad McConkey by 10 yards.
That
over
was
his
a
head.
terrible
Like,
interception,
oh,
but the other
God.
ones were in the receivers' hand. I mean, at the end of the day, I would say that Herbert, if anything, for me, going in was probably a pretty solid 5, maybe 6, 5 to 7.
He's like 10 now.
And if anything, maybe he falls back 2 or 3 slots. But like, I'm not on this like Justin Herbert sucks
No,
train.
no. I'm killing him right now, but I still have him like 10.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. So I like that.
It's like
I like that
there's
then.
about like almost every other quarterback in the playoffs that made it this year. I'd probably take them over him almost. You know,
I
but
would
give
say
or take
I
a
would say
few.
he's probably 6 to me because maybe Jaden Daniels jumped him after his just
Yeah,
incredible.
but I still think
performance.
Dak's better than he is. You know, overall.
Well, listen, I like Dak too. So
Yeah,
but
I mean, like
I like Dak too. I had Dak at 5 coming in, so I like Dak
now.
too.
Like Baker has put together back-to-back years that are better than Herbert's.
Love
ever
Baker, but
had,
I
you know, so it's
love
tough.
Baker too. I love Baker too. I just I do think that Baker's got a ton that he's working with. But I love Baker.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love Baker. I love
But at
Baker.
least he has risen to the occasion of
Yeah.
actually producing with what he has. You know,
I
it's like
agree.
Baker finally gets some weapons, and wow, look, he throws for 38 touchdowns.
I agree,
37
but he did
touchdowns.
collapse a little bit in the playoffs. Like that was a horrible fumble that basically
That was
cost
bad
him the
fumble.
game.
That was
Yeah.
bad. But that was, you know what? I will say, that was 1 turnover compared to Herbert's 4.
Yeah, I would say that my
We
only
still have
argument
7 minutes.
my only argument that I can make for Herbert not being where he should be in the top 5 is because he hasn't won. But when I say stuff like that and I want to start getting on him for it, it's like, but then I'm the same guy coming and defending Lamar, the same guy coming and defending Joe Burrow, same guy coming and defending.
Well, at least
all these
they've
guys.
won some games.
I
You gotta-
I get it.
yeah.
I get it. I'm just saying, like, overall, it's like, how much credit do I give Lamar for just losing later in the playoffs? How much credit do I give Josh Allen for just losing later in the playoffs? It's like,
Well, it's tough when the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl
every year,
It's like,
I
you
do.
know.
I agree with that. I'm just saying I can't dog him like as much as I maybe want to dog him because I watch these games. I'm like, he throws 4 interceptions and all year, and he throws 4 in this game.
Yeah.
But it's like, but then you watch, Josh Allen should have thrown 3 interceptions on the first
On the
fucking
first
couple
drive,
plays,
yeah.
and Lamar
Turnover
fumbled the
worthy
ball and then
plays.
threw an interception, and then you got guys like Jordan Love who completely disappeared, and all these other guys. So it's like it's kind of hard for me to just like absolutely fucking dog Herbert. Like I want to be
honestly,
there.
You have to. You have to dog him at some
Yeah.
point because even I'll go back to the first drive of
He
the
is
game.
younger than those guys too. though.
Opening drive, he should have had a touchdown and overthrew the guy there. It wasn't a turnover, wasn't a touchdown. They ended with a field goal to open the drive up, but he overthrew Lad McConkey again by 10 yards. All you have to do is throw it to him. He's wide open in the end zone. Where during the season,
Are you buying or selling Herbert stock, as John Harbaugh would say?
I'm selling.
You're selling?
He's
like,
you know
like
what?
does Herbert? Well, I'll put it to you this way: it's very simple. Will Justin Herbert win a Super Bowl
No,
for his whole career?
Never. He will never even win.
Who has a better chance at winning a Super Bowl, Justin Herbert or Josh Allen?
Josh Allen. As long as Justin Herbert is in that division with the Chiefs, he will never win the division. He will
Fair.
never win the division. He's battling with the Broncos for the 2nd seed and squeaking into the wild card every year.
Yeah,
Which is hey, you know what? That sucks for him. Obviously, the
I'm
Chiefs are
buying
going to win
Herbert
4.
stock. I'm buying Herbert. I mean, just because of how low people are on him right now, that I do
Listen,
think he's going to be good.
I
but-
still said like he's number 10 for me. He's 10th.
All right, Shane. Before we close this out, we've been going on and on. Justin Herbert,
Yeah. What do you
buying
think?
or selling?
I'm
Selling.
selling.
Selling? There we go. Big
Still
Bob.
top 10 or fell out of top
He
10?
is, but he's just dropping.
Dropping.
He has some great arm talent up there with everyone else, but
He's closer to 10 than 5.
he's the win.
All right, so Shane and
Yeah, he
John
needs
are
to
out
win.
on Herbert. Your boy's still in on Herbert.
I can't. J
I just
Love
like the
has
way
more
that they switched
wins
the
than him.
organization around. I like Harborough. I think he did a good job with their first year there. I think a lot of people kind of expected them to be pretty bad because they don't have a ton of talent, and they made it to the playoffs. Obviously
See, you know what?
disappointing.
That was the weird thing. It was like going into before Harbaugh, it was the coach they fired, Staley. And the reason they fired him was they have so much talent, and he still can't win with this team. That was, and now Harbaugh came
But
in.
they traded a lot of the talent. They traded Eckler. They traded Keenan Allen. Their two best offensive players.
Well, they got old, so it was like it was a trade off.
But I'm saying,
these
like,
guys
when-
were old. I
when
mean,
Staley
Eckler didn't
was-
even start for the team. He got traded, or that he left to.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, the two best offensive players they had, they got rid
Yeah.
of.
But you know what? Lad McConkey is really good.
Yeah, he is very good. He's
He's a
very good. He's
stud.
just not a one, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
he's a slot. He's an Amon Ra. That's what he will be.
yeah. Zay Flowers.
Yeah, like those guys are great, but
they're-
like they're not Justin
Yeah,
Jefferson.
I
They're
agree.
not Jamar Chase.
All right. Well, we could reset. Oh, is there anything else?
All right, here we
We
go.
just finished up the Herbert conversation, which
We're gonna move on to the Lamar conversation. Do you think Lamar will ever get to? You know what? I'll skip this. He'll get to an AFC Championship game. Will he get to a Super Bowl?
yeah, I mean, I think so. I think the question more for me is Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen. I think that's really like where the conversation falls.
I think we're both
because-
on the same page with the answer.
Yeah, I just think for me, people dogged Lamar, and I thought Mark Andrews it was the definition of like sold that football game. I'm not saying none of it's on Lamar because some of it obviously is. Quarterback plays a huge part, and he could have played better. But when the chips were down and he pushed all his chips to the center, was all in, final drive of the game, got the ball back with a chance to do something after battling through a ton of adversity with the Andrews fumble and the drop ball and everything else. He drove 90 some odd yards downfield, put the ball in the end zone, and then went for 2 and put the ball right in his receiver's hands, and he dropped it. So a lot of people have the same argument for Josh Allen, but to me, the guy didn't even get a first down. I mean, he got the ball. He got the ball back with an opportunity that he's been waiting for to prove to the whole entire world that he's the same kind of guy as Patrick Mahomes, that he can drive downfield when it counts and put his team in a position to win a football game, and he didn't do it. So to me, if the question is Lamar or Josh, I'm staying with Lamar until Josh Allen shows a little bit. I mean, it's obviously pins and needles. I mean, they're so close. They're hairs away. But starting a franchise tomorrow, I can have one guy. Give me Lamar.
I think I don't know, Shane, if you can look this up. I think Josh Allen, when he has I don't think he's ever won a playoff game outside of Buffalo.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's not great.
No, it's not
I don't
great.
know if Lamar has won playoff games outside of. Obviously, it's tougher to win on the road in the playoffs, but I found it interesting that everyone's argument was Lamar's team is better than Josh Allen's because Zay Flowers is a Pro Bowler, fake Pro Bowler, and they have Derrick Henry. Well, when they needed him the most to go 95 yards, neither were in the game. And he went 95 yards and scored a touchdown with just Mark Andrews and not even Rashad Bateman. He went with Anthony Miller, Isaiah Likely, and Mark Andrews and drove 97 yards down the field to score a touchdown. And he did what you want him to do. And then Josh Allen was kind of put in a similar situation. You have the ball, little over 2 minutes left, and James Cook wasn't in for God knows what reason, but he couldn't get it done.
Yeah, he couldn't even get a first down, So, I mean, it's just like, if you're asking me, like, a lot of these people are like, oh, Lamar choked, but Josh Allen got robbed. Well, I think it was the total opposite. I think Lamar got robbed, and I think Josh Allen choked. That's my take. I know Kincaid could have came up with the ball, so maybe I'm being a little too harsh.
Tough. I think they both like.
They're
think,
both great quarterbacks, so the conversation has to start somewhere.
I think they both got robbed in the sense of what a throw by Josh Allen to even get it there when the blitz was coming, and then 2 tight ends with absolute choke jobs.
I think that Josh Allen is more like
obviously
4 or
Mark
5 than he
Andrews-
is 2 or 3. Because to me, I'm taking Burrow and Lamar and Patty all over Josh. And right now, gun to my head, I'm making a decision on who's 4 or 5. I mean, obviously, I'm going to lean Allen just due to more years of proving it, but Jaden Daniels is going to be on his heels.
Yeah, it's tough to tough to argue that because they're all regular season goats. But I will, at some point we just have to, say Nick Wright was right, and it's just like those other 3 shouldn't even be mentioned in a tier with.
No,
Patrick
Lamar's in a
Mahomes.
class of his own.
No, Patrick Mahomes. Like
I mean, that's what I meant. Mahomes is in a class
Mahomes
of
is
his
just
own.
in a
That's-
tier
that's
of
what I'm
his
sorry.
own, and
That's
the
what I meant
other
to say.
guys are just volleying for 2, 3, and 4.
Absolutely, and that's 100% how it's been
Like
for a very
that's
long
just,
time.
and that's just what we all have to come to terms to. Like I know it's annoying, but it is what
Just
it
is what it is.
at this point. But I do think the Ravens will win Super Bowl. I do think they'll go next year. I thought they were going to go this year. I think the regular season.
It's Chiefs for me until Chiefs don't do it.
I think if the Ravens get the first seed next year, I think next year will be their year to go to the Super Bowl.
I listen. I hope so. I'm a big Lamar guy.
Kelsey is another year older, unless Rasheed. Everyone, you know what? We always forget Rasheed Rice will be back too,
No, we won't.
or he should be arrested. But
he should be buried under the prison. But no, that's a little too far. I mean, but he
Well,
did
like-
hit and run and send 11 people to the hospital. Like
Him-
the fact that he even played at all this year was ridiculous.
Tim Worthy and Hollywood Brown will be good. But I you know what? Kelsey gets another year older, and he's already looking pretty slow.
Yeah, I agree.
honestly.
Shane, what's your take? Lamar Jackson,
Will Lamar make it to the Super Bowl ever?
Lamar or Josh? If you had to pick one.
I think Lamar has a better chance.
Yeah, Lamar has a better chance. Love that. That's a true Jet fan for you
It
right there,
is.
sitting on that couch.
Who would you rather have on the Jets?
Lamar,
There you
baby.
go.
And I'm not going to say it, but
Lamar,
it means a lot.
you're always welcome to the Jets. You're always welcome.
Oh, man. All right, Shane, you want to rip off some, unless you have any other topics you want to go over quick?
No, I mean that was really it. We just had a couple things to touch on. I mean, that was really like the playoff recap. Our takeaways were Herbert's choke artist.
One more question. Jordan Love, CJ Stroud.
Ooh, Stroud.
Me too. I mean, I think people gave him too much shit for not performing during the regular season, but the guy's a
when the
second-year
chips-
quarterback.
When the chips were down, he was
came through.
willing to use his legs and put himself
Absolutely.
out there. And when Jay Love was in that position,
He disappeared.
He was, you know what, the blame game comes out.
100%.
Oh, my elbow hurts. My receivers are down.
100%.
We weren't, you know.
But it's the reason why I've been on CJ over J Love from the very beginning. When like you said, like when everything's stacked against you and you got to go downfield and win the game, like not on your own, obviously you have a team, but like you have to be the catalyst for why the team goes downfield and wins. CJ Stroud in that position is 10 times better than Jordan Love.
When
So
the
that's
guy's
why I'm
over
gonna
under
go-
rushing yards is like 9.5 going into a game, it just means he doesn't run the ball. And then every game in the postseason, he's putting himself out there going for like
Yeah.
55. Like it, on third down, if he doesn't have anything, he's laying it out there.
Yeah, I think
Like,
Jordan
it's
Love
just-
oozes talent, but there's so many players you could say that about that it just doesn't matter. Anthony Richardson oozes a talent. Who cares? Who cares? CJ Stroud's got that winning gene in him where he wants to go down, he wants the ball in his hand, and he's gonna prove to you why
To be
he
honest,
wants the ball.
and you know what? Like everyone had them going to the AFC Championship this year, and honestly, if he had Tank Dell and Diggs,
I mean, the
He
Chiefs.
might have.
The Chiefs kind of got gifted the football game for sure. I mean, there was a real possibility that the Texans outplayed the Chiefs in every way.
yeah, they outgained him by 150 yards.
So that was the last thing I wanted to ask, just because I know a lot of people want to.
Yeah, I know.
A
I'm
lot of
sure.
people want to get in the comments and talk about Jay Love, and
You know
and
what they're gonna say? He was hurt.
Same thing.
Christian
though.
Watson was hurt. Shocker. Christian Watson hurt.
Who
Wow.
cares? Who
Never-
cares?
never
I don't
say
even
no
deal with
more.
all the injury stuff. Like if you're injured, don't play. You know, I don't
Well,
know
it's
I don't
just
know what
like-
to tell you.
You know what I can't stand the injuries stuff with, and it's the same thing. You know, going to the NBA, it's like Joel Embiid. He's great. Well, he's missed 50% of games. So
Yeah.
Are you
If
great?
you're gonna
you just
be-
don't play.
If you're going to be
Like-
hurt, like look at guys like Matt Stafford. They played hurt their whole career. What are we going to say? Every time he throws an interception, oh, he was hurt. Well, no. What are we talking about? A guy was
Yeah.
hurt. Like, who cares? Like,
Yeah,
you
you
still got to
deal
go
with
out there and play football. If you're so hurt that it affects how good you play on the field and it's going to affect your play and you're going to turn the ball over and lose games by 20, then don't play.
It's
Malik Willis did a great job.
yeah,
You know?
guy went undefeated. They might
Yeah.
have been better within that.
I was kind of saying that.
I know.
It was
I'm
kind of
just kidding.
crazy.
They weren't.
I don't know. But, all right. So, Shane, you want to get into some of these games?
Yeah.
All right, let's rock and roll, baby. Shane's going to pop in here. Me and Johnny are going to go head to head with two of these games. So he's just going to kind of explain the format for the first game, and then we'll get into it.
Pop a squat, Big Bob.
I'm not going to look at your computer.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, don't pull up the Safari right there. All right, first introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from.
My name's Shane from Westtown, New York.
Oh, hey.
All right, so the first game we're gonna play is Guess the Smile. We'll do first to 5. It's all related to NFL. And then for the second game, we'll do Guess the Forehead / Eyes because it was just forehead. It's way too hard. So we'll do first to 5 for both, and we'll go from there.
All right, wait. First, before you get up,
That mic close to you, Shane, too.
yeah,
Oh,
swing
shit, my
swing the mic in there. Who's your pick for next week, the Super Bowl? Because we don't know if you'll be here next week.
My pick. Oh, dude, just go either way.
Come
Eagles
on.
are definitely more talented, but I'm just gonna go with the Chiefs.
Wow, what a loser.
Go, Janey boy.
Easier out. Easier out.
Oh wow. All right, get out of here.
All right.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Do you need a chair?
Yeah, give me a chair for
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, I like that Resorts World hat. Shane is sponsored by Resorts World Casino.
I don't know if that's who me.
Unless you can see good.
Here,
Yeah, I got-
that thing's actually here. Maybe you're better off on his side. Okay. 'Cause that's still.
I have 20/20 vision.
Maybe be closer to him. Like that. Let me just see if you're in the frame now. Nope, you're not in the frame, so you're good. All right. So this is you just explained.
Smiles.
First one, smiles.
Yeah, first one to get 5 right.
Can we just rattle off answers, or once I say something, I have to stop?
Go 1-1.
Okay.
We have to wait. What do we do? We're going 1-1 or?
No. Whoever guesses first, you can't guess right away after.
Like
Oh,
I
okay,
can't say
okay.
like
You can't go
Dak and
two, you
somebody
can't
else.
go
Says
two.
it before you, and he's wrong, you definitely get a chance.
All right, here we go.
Give us a good old 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Saquon.
Cam Newton.
Oh, I can't even. Yeah. Tilt the screen. Yeah, just a little bit like that, because the white.
I'm gonna say, you know what? Dylan's seeing the screen before I am when you tilt it that way.
Oh.
All right, I'll switch.
I'm just kidding.
I was just saying, I couldn't see. I couldn't see because of the glare anyway.
All right, come on, one on the board.
1-0 John. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Antonio Brown. Johnny.
2-0.
I got to see the screen first that time. All right, let's go. He didn't make these too difficult on the first one.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Tim Tebow.
Danny Amendola.
All right, we got one now, huh?
Okay, let me see here. Aaron Hernandez.
No.
Oh wow, that's really not Amendola, huh? Looks just like him.
I'll start giving hints after one more guess from you.
All right. You know, Dylan has a guess. You can
No,
guess
you go. You go.
Julian Edelman. That's not him.
Baker Mayfield.
All right, it's an NFC player.
Nick Bosa.
Yes.
All right, I should have known it. Man, does that look like Danny Amendola or not, dude? Yeah,
That
with the
is
beard.
So bad. That's so bad by us.
No, dude, I don't pay attention to Nick Bosa like that.
All right, so it's 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1 Johnny. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Damar Hamlin.
Yeah. DeMar. All right, 2-2.
Wow.
Shane's favorite defensive player. by the way.
Damar Hamlin, what a throw, dude.
That was the last person I thought you were gonna put on. here.
Yeah. R.I.P.
All right, 2-2. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Jalen Hurts.
Dylan's favorite player.
Oh, God.
Hey, Johnny.
3-2 Johnny. All right.
I will say, you know what? Dylan gave him his props this week. He called me and said, first and foremost, Jalen Hurts, most handsome player in the NFL.
Dude, he's a good looking guy. Like, I want to like him. I loved him in college.
And he actually played for over 200 yards. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Taylor Swift.
little Super Bowl matchup right there.
Come on.
Is that 3-2 or 4-2?
4-2.
4-2. All right. It's a big one. This one's actually a little blurry. But 3, 2, 1.
I can't see.
What? Stephon Diggs.
Yes.
Okay.
That one's a little blurry. But... 4-3.
Wow, this is close.
Coming down to it.
We'll do all of them, but still first to 5. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
I almost said Ahmad.
Ahmad Gardner.
I know.
You would have been right.
I know.
All right. For all the marbles.
All right, come on.
Oh God.
All right.
Oh, here we go.
2, 1.
Jordan Love.
Oh, yeah.
I knew. I could
He
tell
didn't
by-
even see the
I could tell
laptop.
by the way he smiled. I knew it.
Come on. You're such a rat, Shane. All right, we'll give Dylan the win there. I didn't even see his face yet. And he knew.
I spit this one.
Yeah, I just saw him. I saw him smirking because I knew he was only laughing because it had to have been a player.
Dude, I still saw the HP on the laptop before.
Jordan Love.
Do the last 3 for fun.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Jaden
Jane
Daniels.
Horrible.
Ooh, this one might get you guys. 3, 2, 1.
Jameis Winston.
Yeah. That one was easy, dude. That was easier than DeMar Hamlin. Come on now.
Famous Jameis, baby.
3, 2, 1.
Justin Herbert.
That's Herbert? Yuck. I know. He looks weird. He's never had facial hair, though, right?
He used to have like bad acne, I think, when he first came into the league.
Yeah, he's pretty bad. Any other games you got for us? Oh, yeah, we got the head game, right?
Forehead /
All right, so this will be the forehead / eyes, and same concept. So we're just gonna switch it up
Wait,
a little
what
bit.
did you say except for the first one? What?
This one doesn't have eyes in it. So.
Oh,
You
great.
probably still know about the fucking forehead. 3, 2.
Peyton Manning.
I was just gonna say the same thing. I was gonna say the same thing. It's
Okay,
Shady
as soon
tips.
as you said.
Shady tips. All right.
3, 2, 1.
Brian Cushing.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of his name. I almost said the other guy from the Cowboys who always gets hurt. The Cowboy collar.
Lee?
Yeah. They remind me so much of each other.
Not the one before Van Der Esch, right?
Yeah.
Or are you talking
Sean
about
Lee.
Sean Lee,
yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Greg
Greg
Olson. Tie. We'll give it a tie.
Bad hairlines all around here.
This guy's going for hard fought white football players
I
right
know.
now.
Jeez. Come on, Shane.
2, 1.
Oh, here we go.
Uh,
Oh, God.
is that my guy, Aaron Hernandez?
No.
No, you
Why is Aaron Hernandez your guy?
Because I guessed him in the first one.
Oh,
I
man,
know who it
dude.
is. I know who it is.
I
I'll give
don't.
John.
I don't know who it is.
Mason Rudolph.
2, 1. Go.
Is that my guy?
Well, I guessed him in the first game, so that's why I was referencing it, not due to the double homicide.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Aaron Hernandez. Oh, come on.
Dude, what are they odds? You kept guessing.
All right. First of all, Shane, you got. Dylan knows half of what you're pulling before you're pulling. Can we get someone else other than a Caucasian on here?
Oh, my God, dude. Had to get the double homicide in here.
Yeah, that's hilarious. You guessed me twice. And I actually haven't. Here's black.
That was a picture from the courtroom. It wasn't even a football picture.
3, 2, 1.
Adrian
Oh,
Peterson.
Yeah.
Another guy beat his kid.
Yeah, can we get some non-convicts on here? You got Mason Rudolph swinging helmets at
He's got
them.
AB. He's got the big three. CT3.
Yep. How many you got?
I have no idea
I
what
have
we're
4,
even
I
at.
think.
4, 2, 1.
4-2.
3, 2, 1.
Christian McCaffrey.
I was going to say J.J. Watt. Classic. I should have looked up Caucasian NFL players going into today. I thought I'd see some Fred Warner on here.
All right. You won, but let's finish the last one.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Sherman.
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
Sherman.
Good call. I almost said Larry Fitzgerald. How racist is that?
Well, listen, if we get a white wrong, then it's not a big deal. But I was going through, like, I thought Shane was going to pull Chris Hogan out.
Oh
next.
my God.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. Give it to Johnny.
The GOAT.
3, 2, 1.
Taylor Swift.
Shane loves Taylor Swift.
Oh, dude, I love Taylor Swift.
Who doesn't? All right.
3, 2, 1.
Garrett Wilson.
Okay. Yeah. Damn it. I had Wilson. I keep forgetting his first name for some reason.
He's basically white too.
I saw. Do you see Chris Olave favorite to go to the Jets if he leaves the Saints?
Dude, I like
It's-
Chris Olave.
Everyone loves him. If Derek Carr stops
He's-
trying to kill him,
Him and Tua are concussion away. They're really CT3.
All right. Last but not least. 3, 2, 1.
Brock Purdy. It's finished with a tie.
I knew Brock Purdy. I am shocked that JJ and TJ Watt were not involved.
Wayne Corbett, I was waiting on.
Yeah.
All right, that was awesome.
I was
All
waiting
right,
for a good Chad Pennington in there too. Would have been
What's
just
the,
cherry on top.
how
Well,
much
we
time
got
is
9 minutes left.
We got 9 minutes left. Should I cut the film and then redo it? And actually,
All right, what else we got left here?
well, I'm gonna let Shane sit here. I'm gonna think of something for you and Shane to go toe to toe with.
Well, we got 9 minutes. Swaps and
right.
just look it up on Google quick.
Yeah, who was the only team that represented both the AFC and NFC in the championship game?
Oh,
A quarterback?
No, what team?
What team? The Titans? The Colts.
Oilers? No.
Man, that's a tough one. Wow, I thought.
They played. They used to be AFC, and now they're NFC.
Yeah, they were both. They played in both championship games. I thought it was the Colts because the Baltimore.
I thought it-
Colts
yeah,
played
the
Jets in
Baltimore-
Super Bowl,
yeah.
But I guess maybe because
Rams?
No.
Raiders?
All right, go. Who was it?
Know?
No.
You don't want to know?
No. Tell us.
Oh, the Seahawks.
Oh, Seattle was in the AFC?
Yeah. I didn't
What
know.
year?
I don't know.
All right, that's BS. The Colts were
Yeah,
in
I
the
think it was for
AFC.
Baltimore Colts, maybe.
It doesn't matter. That's like the Lakers. The Lakers used to be in.
That's the first team I thought because they played the Jets.
Yeah, that's it.
I was just thinking of recent swaps.
I thought Oilers too because I thought they went
All right,
both.
Shane, you can sit there. Just make sure that mic's close to you.
Yeah, gotcha.
All right, while Dylan looks that up, Shane, what do you think of what do you think of the Jaguars hiring this Liam Cohen guy?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Shane's the biggest Jets fan I know. What do you think of Glenn?
I definitely like the hire. He came up as a great D-back
Push the
for
mic
us.
towards you.
My bad.
You're good.
Yeah, he started out as a great D-back for the Jets. Then he was a scout for the Jets. He went along to Seattle. He went along to the Saints, but then he was also the D corner. So he's been through all the channels.
I like that he went back and became a scout
Yeah.
and then went through like you said all the
Yeah,
channels.
he's got all the tools. So like he's been there, done that. He knows all this.
Any fear that we're getting into a Robert Saleh 2.0
A little
thing?
bit.
Like that
Yeah.
crossed my mind
Yeah.
too.
Saul was that rah-rah guy that's supposed to get everyone together. and
Yeah.
go out there.
There is a little part of me that hopes that like, hey, if some of the Detroit guys ever leave Detroit,
Yeah.
like they could venture on over to the Jets at one point or another.
But
I think the defense is destined to be better. We'll get back Jermaine Johnson. I think we'll have a lot of guys. Do you think DJ Reed stays?
that's a tough one.
I don't think it didn't seem like he wanted to,
He's
but you
projected
never
like a
know.
top 4 like free agent, so he's probably gonna want too much money for us.
Yeah.
But,
Man, that sucks.
yeah.
I do think that they'll play more motivated next year. What about Mosley?
Well, I think.
You think
Mosley's
he'll come
gone,
back?
too. No, I think he's gone. Well, Jermaine Sherwood. That guy has been a stud since coming in.
I know. Mosley was just so good. It's
Yeah, I
just
know.
he
He, was
knew.
he was the heart of the defense. Yeah.
Yeah, he's turning into a Bobby Wagner now a little bit.
Yeah.
When he plays, he's just like so slow.
Yeah, he's
he knows
definitely slow.
everything. He's
Yeah.
so smart, but it's like man, like the age is catching him a little bit.
But,
Can't
like,
move side to side that much anymore.
Aaron Glenn was like mentored by Bill Parcells and like
Yeah.
Sean Payton. He's under all these great guys, so he's got all the knowledge. I
Who's
think,
the
so.
OC that we want?
I would like the Nick Cayley guy, the tight ends coach for the Rams.
Oh, for the Rams.
Yeah,
Oh
it would
yeah.
basically be
That's
getting like
that's
McVay, but
yeah.
they're looking at the Lions,
like
Yeah.
assistant offense
Yeah,
coordinator or
something like that.
something.
which I mean, their offense was pretty legit too. So
I know. You know what? Now I've heard more Ben Johnson interviews. Really glad we didn't get him. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Adam
be
Gase
honest with
2.0
you.
maybe.
Yeah, like a little crazy eyes going on there, a little like, I don't know. He and same with Liam from that took the Jags job. I get the same like Adam Gase type of vibes from him too.
Yeah, but Ben Johnson had like all these commands and stuff. I was like, "Wait, better fucking work out."
Listen, outside of Rabel, I think I wanted Rex and then him. So
Yeah, nah, Vrabel would have been good too.
all right, Dale, what do we got?
All right. So first question is you guys can answer whenever I finish the question. So the first question is going to be who is the oldest active NFL coach?
Who is the oldest active NFL coach? Pete
Carroll?
Carroll.
Yeah, Shane got it.
That-
Okay.
Which just happened like a few days ago.
Yep.
So.
In 2019, Lamar Jackson became the second player in NFL history to be named as the unanimous MVP. Who was the first?
Ooh.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers.
Nope.
Oh. Wait, the first ever unanimous
First
MVP?
ever unanimous
Like
MVP in the NFL. In 2019, Lamar was the second. Who
Peyton
was the
Manning?
first? Nope.
wow, that
Come on,
shocks.
guys.
Cam Newton.
No, you guys are on the right track.
A quarterback, obviously. Okay.
What year?
Drew Brees.
I know it's gonna be Drew
No.
Brees. No?
No.
That's
You
it.
guys are flirting with it.
It's Tom?
Tom Brady.
Oh.
Okay.
God, that loser.
I didn't think like I knew he had great years, but I kept thinking of like Peyton Manning's like one year where he threw like 50
yeah.
something
That offense
touchdowns.
was like
And Drew
crazy.
Brees threw for like 5,000 yards. Like, there was a couple of years there.
Brady's throwing 3 white midgets.
Who did Emmitt Smith finish his NFL career
Cardinals.
with? Wow, that's good.
I didn't know that.
That's crazy. How many? We'll stay on the Cardinals. How many seasons did Larry Fitz play?
13,
Nope.
15,
No.
14,
No.
16,
So close. No.
11.
17.
Yes.
I was going the other way. I don't know.
Okay. Well,
17, that's crazy. What
Yeah.
college did he go to?
What college did Larry Fitzgerald go to?
Yeah. Pitt,
Pitt? Oh, okay.
I think.
Before suiting up for this is an easy one, but before suiting up for Minnesota, which college team?
Minnesota.
No. Before suiting up for Minnesota, which
Hmm.
college team did Justin Jefferson play for?
Oh, come on. LSU.
LSU?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was an easy one.
yeah.
First
I thought he was
quarterback-
going to
First
ask
quarterback to throw for 5,000 yards in a season.
Drew
Drew
Brees.
Brees.
Nope.
Tom Brady.
Nope.
Peyton Manning.
Nope. Older.
Older.
Testaverde.
No, that was a good one. No.
Wow.
Philip Rivers?
I'll give you a hint. AFC East.
Oh.
Oh,
I just
Pennington?
no.
no. Oh, the guy from Dolphins?
Oh, Dan
Oh,
Marino?
Dan Marino. I thought that going back to the Minnesota one, I thought Dylan was going to ask what player that played for the Vikings played in college. I thought he was going to go Brock Lesnar.
I thought that was going to be like he went to a different
like
college before that, then
Lesnar
transferred.
played for the Vikings,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
but went to college at Minnesota.
No, I didn't know if like Justin Jefferson possibly had 1 year somewhere else.
Random NFL draft trivia. Who was picked second after Peyton Manning in the 1990
Ryan Leaf.
draft? Ryan Leaf.
Oh.
That was good.
The drug addict.
Yeah.
Who was the number 1 pick in 2020?
Oh, that wasn't
Trevor Lawrence?
No. 2020.
that was a year before Trevor. It was a year after Baker, right?
Quarterback.
Kyler Murray?
No. Didn't make the playoffs this year.
Burrow?
Joe Burrow.
Oh wow, he was the number 1 pick. Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
I'll give you one more. Let's see. No, these are too easy.
We need a good.
All right, here's a good one for you guys. Here's a good one. Which NFL stadium has the largest standard capacity?
New York
Cowboys.
Giants, MetLife.
MetLife.
Oh, really?
MetLife. I just thought it was a good one to finish on because you guys are the Giants. If you want, I can keep going. I don't know how much time we have.
Also, we have a minute and a half. Go keep going. We'll see. The ugliest
Which
stadium too.
NFL stadium has hosted the most Super Bowls?
The Saints.
Yep.
Southern
Which
Dome.
state is the home? Which state is the home to the most NFL stadiums?
Which state? Florida.
Yep.
How many do they have?
3, right?
I don't know. Well, they have.
They got the Bucks, the Dolphins, and
Oh, and the Jags.
yeah.
Well, you know it's not New York.
No.
Which stadium has the lowest capacity?
Green Bay.
No.
No, the Bucks.
No, he was close.
Some old ass stadium, probably, right?
I think same division.
Lions?
No,
It's either Lions, Vikings.
no.
Packers,
It's the
or-
no. You the
What's
Bears.
the last one? Oh,
Come
Bears.
on!
The Bears.
Yeah.
Soldier Field.
Yep. Soldier Field. All right.
Let's say yeah. All right, one more question, then we can close. Hold me now. 20 seconds.
In 2002,
Oh,
which
God.
quarter? What?
I said, oh, God.
Okay, wait, I'll change it.
No, say it.
Go,
Yeah,
quick.
First player, this is a good one. First player to ever rush for over 2,000 yards in a season.
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson.
All right, thank you. Double or
job.
Nothing podcast. Keep following us on all our socials, Instagram, TikTok. We'll be back next week with Super Bowl picks and props. Hopefully Shane will be here. Thank you all.
Absolutely, baby. Double or nothing.